Welcome to the NFL Wildcard Weekend. Of course, I'm actually going to do this a little bit different than usual. I'm not going to have recording in the background because it probably won't last. The predictions that I'm doing probably won't last long enough for a recording of a game, So I'm just going to go raw and uncut, basically, just my face in the camera. I got my background set up now. I got more new stuff in the background. And I'll basically go over the seeding and the games for tomorrow and today, which there are 6 of them for the wildcard weekend. And I'll start with the NFC because that's where 2 of the games are going to be happening today. So the NFC, we got the Seahawks getting the number 1 seed. The frauds, I like to say, getting the number 1 seed. Number 2 seed, we got the Bears. 3 seed, the Eagles. 4 seed, the Panthers. 5, the Rams. 6, the 49ers. And 7, the Packers. Of course, the Panthers getting in with an 8-9 record. Feel so bad for the Lions and the Vikings who ended up with 9-8. But with that being said, we'll start with the first game, which is going to happen in about 2 hours. An hour, 2 hours, one of the two. The 8-9 Panthers taking on the 12-5, I think they are. Sorry, I'm not prepared to it. 12-5 Rams, number 5 seed. And this is at home in Carolina. Sorry, I'm twisting a lot. I need to stop twisting. I don't usually do videos with my face. One of my cats is trying to get in the door. So the Panthers, like I said, 8-9. They did end up losing their last game against the Buccaneers. However, the Falcons winning their game led the Panthers to getting the NFC South. And the Rams won their last game against the Cardinals, which eventually led them to the number 5 seed, getting second in the NFC West. Of course, the smart money is to take the Rams. Also, I did get 4th in the Pick'em League, and my buddy Travis ended up holding on to the lead to get first place. So I thought I'd talk about that real quick. And I'm not going to bring up any games from last week unless they're a part of this. And I'm not going to give... It's going to be a short video, probably. 5 minutes. 10 minutes at the most. So, like I said, we got the Panthers taking on the Rams. Rams at the Panthers. And the Rams... There's the smart money to take the Rams despite... I keep spinning, sorry. Despite losing to the Panthers earlier this season, and that they are the only NFC West team to lose to the Panthers, which is hilarious. I'm going to go with my boys. I'm going to take the Panthers to win this one. I'm going to say the Panthers will win a very close one, 28-26. And the other game is also later tonight at about 7 p.m. We have the number 7 Packers going against the number 2 Bears. The Bears did end up losing their last game against the Lions. I think it was 19-16 or something. And the Packers lost their last game against the Vikings, which I knew that was going to happen. But I didn't say it because I'm stupid. I didn't put it in the predictions. This game could go either way. This is the tiebreaker. They're 1-1 right now. This is the rubber match to determine who takes the NFC North. Which I will say, I thought the Lions were taking it, so I'm very stupid at the beginning of the season. I might actually record a video where I talk about what I thought was going to happen, because I do remember approximately what I thought was going to happen at the beginning of the season. Sorry, I'm getting sidetracked. Like I said, this could go either way. I think the Packers are going to be missing a key defensive player. They're going to be missing Micah Parsons still. So this will be, I think it's going to go more towards the Bears' favor, with them having a slightly better defense, I'd say, or better offense. So I'm going to go ahead and say the Bears win 21-17. All right, and we'll move on to the 4-5 and this 2-7 for the AFC. So we had the Broncos getting the number 1 seed with a 14-3 record. Sorry, let me check. Yeah, so the 14-3 record, winning their last game against the Chargers. The number 2 seed Patriots with also a 14-3 record, winning their last game against the Dolphins. The 3-seed Jaguars going on a 8-game winning streak, winning their last one against the Titans in remarkably dominant fashion. And the 4-seed Steelers barely winning their last game after Tyler Loop missed the field goal for the Ravens. Then, of course, the 5-seed Texans winning 9 of their last 9 games, which is crazy. And the 6-seed Bills, who dominated the Jets, I believe. And finally, the number 7-seed Chargers, who lost to the Broncos, but they still got in. So first, we got the number 4 and the number 5 Steelers the number 5 Texans taking on the number 4 Steelers. The Steelers went 10-7, which is crazy. They finally broke the 8-8 curse. The 9-8, 8-9 curse. Like I said, the Texans are on a 9-game winning streak, so I think they're gonna definitely keep that momentum going. I think they have such a dominant defense that the Steelers, they won't be able to do anything. And in the end, the Texans do win this one. Probably pretty solidly, I'd say. I'd say it's going to be a 28-13 win. Bold one. And next, we got the number 2 Patriots taking on the number 7 Chargers. The Chargers ended with an 11-6 record, and the Patriots, like I said, a 14-3 record, which is insane. There's a lot of speculation there's a lot of talk that they have a cupcake schedule, which they probably do, similar to the Seahawks. So, but I do think that they will end up winning this one with the Chargers missing so many of their key offensive linemen. They might be missing like 3 or 4. If I'm not stupid, I'm very stupid. So I do have the Patriots winning this one, but it's going to be close. I think it'll be about 31-28 victory for the Patriots. And then we'll continue. We'll do the last game for the AFC. We have the Jaguars taking on the Bills. This is in Jacksonville. 13-4 Jaguars taking on the 11-6 Bills. 12-5 Bills. Sorry, disrespectful. Like I said, the Jaguars on an 8-game winning streak right now. The Bills, they won 4 of their last 5, I think. So they're not doing awful. They're still going to bring it back. I think this is going to be a very close game. Oh. Sorry, I had to sneeze. But I do think the Jaguars are on such a tear right now. They are one of the strongest teams in the NFL, I do believe. So I think they will take this one in a very close game. I think it might go into overtime. I'll give them a 45-42 victory, winning by a field goal in overtime. And finally, the number 6 49ers taking on the number 3 Eagles in Philadelphia. The 49ers losing their last one to the Seahawks, embarrassingly, and the Eagles losing their last one against the Commanders, pretty embarrassingly as well. I think both of these teams are kind of mid. I think they're both going to eventually lose in the conference championship or even the divisional, if they even make it that far. I mean, one of them isn't going to make it that far. What am I saying? I do think if the 49ers win, they may be able to beat the Seahawks handily. And the Eagles, they will beat the Seahawks as well if they do make it. I don't know. I'm yapping, dude. I think the 49ers are going to win this one. I think the Eagles' offense is just not good enough to handle the 49ers right now. The Niners' defense is pretty bad. Or defense pretty bad, I think. I think the 49ers are doing fine. Yeah, I'm just talking, dude. I think the 49ers win this one. It's going to be close. And I think it will be 23-20. All right, so that is the wild card weekend. I got the Panthers, 49ers, and the Bears winning for the NFC, and the Jaguars, Texans, and Patriots winning for the AFC. Of course, like I said, the Broncos and Seahawks having their byes, probably the worst 2 number 1 seeds in history, I'd say. I hate the fact that both these teams won there. But tell me what you guys think in the comments. This is going to be off the cuff. There's not going to be really any editing. 10 minutes went by just like that. And hopefully I'm right. I get all 6 right. And the Panthers go to the Super Bowl. All right. Peace.